Well, hot diggity dog.
Hang on 1 second. I'll just stop it. Right. Okay. So I sent out a sort of a proposed agenda, but which we'll work our way through. But really, I want to try and make this as sort of interactive as possible. So I listed out here a sort of a number of questions, and really, I just really want to sort of work our way through. There's a development plan at the bottom, which is where I'm sort of planning to do some changes next. So it will come to later on, but anything obviously we talk about now, and then we'll build into that plan as well. So what I wanted to start with, it actually was something which has come up recently, which actually is not on the agenda, which is and that is to do with bulk email. I found I think people are finding difficulty sometimes with the attachments on a bulk email, and what I wanted to just talk over was whether or not if people wanted to personalize their bulk emails, but also give them attached files. You can't do that at the moment. You have to within the system, because you choose one or t'other. But what you can do, and I think this is probably a good idea for almost for all of them, is that you can load up your attachment onto something like a G Drive, which is free. And then if you then put a link into your bulk email, and then you can personalize it, and also have a link in there to an attachment as well. So and people then use the link to click on it and to look at the attachment if they want to. And I think it's a much more efficient way of sending out emails rather than attaching emails to attachments to emails. Does anybody do that? No.
Well, I've got a link on the home page. We put it on the G Drive, and I got a link on our home page so people can look at it there. We don't actually send a bulk email out, but we tell people on the home page where to look what it is.
Yeah. Yes. So basically, when you put it up into the G Drive, you're allowed to share it. You can share it, and you can get a link, which you then can, as you say, can put it on your home page, or you can just shove it into the as a link in a bulk email. So it just seemed using that might be a much more efficient way of sending out bulk emails. Right. Okay. So I'm sorry. Just back to start with the agenda then.
Bit of a gale.
Some background noise somewhere. Yes. Yeah. So the first question really was about Contact Us. And people have been having some difficulties with Contact Us in that unsavory people you don't want are using the Contact Us and to send either a few or a lot of basically spam email. And we've been looking at, well, we've over the years we've sort of looked at various ways of trying to reduce it, and currently there is several ways that we can do that to try and shut out sort of people we don't want. The first way is that there is a list of banned words that if anybody puts a contact us email and they put any of those words in, then the email doesn't get sent. And we found that maybe some of the words in there have ended up being confused with other things. I think, Dave, you've had the problem with Market. I think actually Richard's also had the problem with Market as well.
Market Street, yeah, we got a jam-stop called Market Street.
Yes, yeah, and so it's not a foolproof system, but it's and so I think if anybody is having any difficulties with that sort of thing, then we'll have to fiddle around with the words. So I think probably if we take Market out, this list of banned words is a single list across everybody. So if removing it for one, we'll remove it for all. So I think that seemed to be an okay thing to remove. But is anybody else having any other difficulty with the banned list words?
Can I ask a daft question? Why would you block Market?
Because you don't want people marketing.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay, I'm with you.
So that's the way it was there anyway. So so that's one thing. The other way that was put in a sort of a year, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, was that it tries to identify people who are already members. And if they use the Contact Us, we try and persuade them not to do it. But it goes down a slightly different line and puts out a slightly different description if somebody has already logged into the system from that computer at some time in the past.
The message that we had was just a member's message. It wasn't an external message. It was a member to member, contact a member.
Yeah. If they're logged in.
Yeah.
Yes, if they're not logged in, people, even though they have logged in at some time in the past, the system will know that they've been into the system in the past, and we'll try and sort of divert them off. But do people use Contact Us? I mean, you have it set up.
Our members don't generally use it, but we have got the alternative text in case they do. But the outside world uses it quite a bit.
Yeah, we receive between 20 and 40 a month on Contact Us. I looked yesterday.
It's similar to us. It's steady flow of these things, but a lot of them are about websites, and it'd be difficult to pick out words that don't get then mixed up with genuine messages, I think.
Yes. Okay.
But we've got no problems with it, really.
And your 20 to 30 or whatever is they're valid ones, as opposed to junk.
If you're talking valid, it depends on how you classify valid. They're not. They don't tend to be, as you put it. What was the word you used? Undesirable people. That's not what you said, but it's the only word I can think of. They don't tend to be undesirable people, but they do. Quite a fair few of them tend to be members that could answer their own damn question if they just bother to log in.
Yeah. Yeah.
The vast majority of ours are new members asking for information, which is probably on the website anyway if they looked. But the other one is, as per Chudley, there's quite a few that want to improve the website, so they say.
So that's valid, and those are all valid uses of Contact Us then.
They're not spamming day after day after day.
Right. Okay.
There is one quick question, Chris. Is there, when we get people putting in Contact Us emails, we quite often get the same, we'll get repeat iterations of it, one after the other after the other. Is there a lag between them pressing OK or whatever the devil they press? Is there a lag between that and them getting some kind of confirmation screen pop up? I'm wondering if they just keep, they press OK, nothing happens, and they think, oh, I'll hit it again, so they hit it again.
It's a very slight lag, but it's pretty minimal, I would say.
Is it? Right, OK. Perhaps they're just impatient.
The send mail on the bulk email, are you? Or?
No, on Contact Us.
Oh, and contact us. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. If I look at the log of sort of the contact us emails that have come in, you'll quite often get one that's, I don't know, the title is day trips, and then the next one up is day trips, and then the next one up is day trips, and the next one up is day trips. And I think, you impatient individual, you wait, and it will go. But they tend to send it 2, 3, 4 times.
I
Because
don't
as
think
soon as you press send, the screen goes blank, so the send button isn't there anymore. And then the lag is then after the blank screen, it reverts to something else.
Yeah.
Ah.
So they can't send it again, and if they did send it again, it would fail the arithmetic check.
Right, okay. I wonder how they're doing it. I don't know. Perhaps I'll have to query 1 or 2 of them that do it. Why are you sending this 2, 3, 4 times? And how are you doing it?
Perhaps it's a weekly one. One for Monday, one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, one for Thursday, one for Friday.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. All right. So one of the items or the things I've been trying to do was to try and find other ways to ban these, particularly the ones that send maybe hundreds of bulk emails, hundreds of spam emails, and you know, I think 3 or 4 of you over time have had that problem, and there are 2 things that we can do here. One is if we can identify the IP address of where they're coming from, and the problem is they're clever in that they change their IP address quite regularly. So solving the problem once is not necessarily solving it forever. But if we can identify the IP address from which they're sent, then we can stop that IP address being used for any of the sites. So if it'll stop it sending to anybody in our group. But looking, some of them use different ones to send it all the time, and so, but they tend to be a range of IP addresses that they use just even if they're just sending them out. And so there is another tool that we can use, which you can on an individual U3A basis identify the range of IP addresses, and that stops them having access to that site. The only problem with that is that we have experienced, if you like, genuine people stopping them have access from the system completely. Can't quite remember. Somebody was trying to access from a general Wi-Fi on Manchester Airport, and couldn't get in because obviously it was using an IP address which we sort of was within a range that we've removed because of the spam problem that happened previously. So it's I suppose it's a balancing act really, and we've got to just identify when they come, and if they are a nuisance and they're sending them. Some of them send them every 10 minutes or something for hours and hours and hours on end, and if we want to stop those coming through, but maybe if it's just the odd one, then it doesn't need to be done. But it can potentially come round and bite you the other way round and stop people getting access if you actually ban a range of IP addresses that these people use.
Chris, is there anything you've got? Sorry, carry on.
Carry on. You've still got a country block, haven't you?
Sorry, didn't hear.
You still have a country block.
Still have a
Geographic
block by country code. Geographic.
Oh, sorry. Yes, there is that as well. Yes, the geographic one is aimed to, but I don't think that's foolproof either. This is a third-party piece of software which is meant to be able to identify UK IP addresses, and if you switch it on, but people can use VPNs and all sorts of things. And also, I'm not quite sure it's 100% accurate anyway, because there's so many ranges of IP addresses. So I think they obviously do their best, and hopefully that cuts out people as well. So
well, it seems to stop most of the Russian ones for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had one a little while ago. I don't know if you remember, Chris. I phoned you up from the lady's house where I can't remember exactly what her problem was, but she was having problems getting on our website. And initially, we identified that she was using a Russian IP address, and she went, "What?" So I then had to delve around, and it turned out that because she was using a device over their Wi-Fi, her permanent router IP address was fine, but the temporary Wi-Fi IP address for that device turned out that Sky, well, I think it was Sky, or was it Virgin, one or the other, they were using an IP address that, to all intents and purposes, was blasted Russia, and it wasn't.
It was Virgin, wasn't it? It was Virgin. Yeah.
It was Virgin, was it? Right. So that one about blocking country IP addresses isn't foolproof because of the fact that some of the providers may seem to assign you IP addresses that make you look like a Russian spy.
Yes. Which I think it's become more. You know, it used to be a few years ago. You ought to be able to take the first number off it and know which country it was. But it now seems much more mixed up. And so it is more and more difficult to identify these things. So if you are having people who are having access problems, then the chances are it will be something like that. And therefore, and clearly I can change it. And if we can identify what IP address they're coming in from.
So the Manchester Airport incident, that would have been over an open Wi-Fi, wouldn't it? An unsecured one. Is there anything that we could do to stop unsecured IP addresses or browsers?
Well, obviously all we know, we know the browser, but the browser could be, we can't tell whether or not it's a secure or unsecure one, and I don't think the IP address would tell you that either. I think so. It's very difficult to from this end to know where somebody's coming from. You know, you've got certain information, but I don't think you get that information as far as I know, unless anyone wants to put me right. No, looks like
I don't know.
Right. Okay. Anyway, so let me know if you're getting trouble with contact us problems, and or let me know if you're having problems with people not being able to get in because, that could well be because of the IP address issue. So we'll try and keep the balance between the two, but it is a little bit of an issue. Right. Okay. Next thing on the list was Alan and Tim have done some work on the new user guide for the new website. So really, hopefully you've all seen it, so really just looking to see if there's any sort of general comments on it, or is everybody relatively happy that it's helpful and help them?
Guilty as charged, I've only seen the link.
Sorry, Richard?
Guilty as charged, I've only seen the link so far. I haven't looked at the link.
Right, yes, there is 42 pages of it, so but anyway.
It's very useful.
Yeah.
Well, I found it useful anyway.
Good. Right. Okay. Fine. Okay. Well, look. Again, if you have any comments on it or anything, you find any inaccuracies, then you can let me or Tim know, and hopefully we'll put them right. Thanks, Tim, for doing that. Anyway. Right. Okay. I've got then a sort of series of questions here about things that may be important to you, may not important, and so really I just want to sort of get some feedback from you. The first one is, should we remove people once we archive a group? Should they be all the members be deleted automatically, or because at the moment they're not, they are left.
I would prefer to see them deleted.
I prefer.
Why would you want to delete them? What's the impact of having them on it?
Well, it's
The problem with having them on is that when you look at their personal account, it has their personal membership details. It has this great long list of all the groups they've ever been on that are archived, which can make it tricky to sort of pick out which actual groups they're really on.
Right.
Can I add to that, Elaine? We use archive groups, we do lots of paid groups, so we keep the archive groups with their members so the treasurer can check that everybody's paid and keep the auditor happy. But when a group finishes, we archive the group and we change the category, and the members are not listed in their personal details at all once I do that. So you can stop that by changing options in the group page. Okay, you with me? So the personal record no one shows these archive groups, but they're all there.
I'm sorry, Alan, I didn't get much of that. I couldn't. Your microphone's still a bit. Did anybody get that? I mean, is it me?
I couldn't. No.
Talking underwater.
Sorry, Alan, we didn't.
Okay, I'll try and summarise. If you make changes to your group page and then archive it, the members will no longer show in their personal details.
You're saying if you make a change.
I'd have to go through it to show you which one makes the difference. I think we have a category called closed groups, or expired groups, I think we call it. Yeah. And once we put them in the category, choose the group, the members are listed in that group for a treasurer, the write in the member's personal record.
You're not getting much of that, Alan.
No, I don't think we're getting it, Alan. I'm sorry. It's, you're very muffled, and so it's.
I think from the bit I got from Alan is that by selecting a category closed groups, they no longer appear. Is that what you're saying, Alan?
Yes. Yeah. Put it on my paper here.
It would concern me if they were taken off, because the group financials, if you looked back at an archived group, you wouldn't have the names of the people associated with the finances, would you?
Well, if you've archived it, yes, that's right. You wouldn't. Your finances would no longer be valid, would they?
Yes, they are. The finances are still valid. If you archived it.
Not if they were removed. That's what I meant.
No, that's right. Not if the members were removed. No, absolutely.
No.
And that's what I would be concerned about.
Well, I think the first thing we could do is to just exclude them from the member view. There's no rather than delete them. So I think Sue's point was that they block up the member view information.
We're getting longer and longer lists of groups.
So we could just
archived.
Yeah, so we could just list valid group, the members that are valid groups that they are.
This is Eugene at Congleton, Chris. We don't see that. We've got archive groups, and I know we've purposely put them as archive groups so that we don't get them in the group members of in the members view. If you just make them draft, then they appear.
We thought you'd already previously removed it.
Don't get them there. But I don't remember doing anything that that chap that was mumbling in underwater.
I'm sure they come out with inside square brackets saying archived or something, don't they?
No. I mean, I'm looking at one now. I know a person's in an archive group and it's archived, and they're not shown. The one in square brackets is shown as draft only, a draft group. I don't see archived.
Right. Okay. Well, you're definitely getting them, Sue, aren't you?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, look, if everybody's happy, the first thing we'll do is we'll take them out of the member view list and expect Eugene because they're not in there anyway. So, but does that solve the issue then? Is everybody happy with it? Yes, we keep them.
Could I just sort of examine Laurie's point? We don't use the finance, so it's a bit of a hypothetical question, but if an archive group retains the members for a financial point of view, one of the things we tend to do is then use that archive group, say for a Christmas lunch, reopen it, and we would delete the existing membership for the new membership of the group for the following year to apply. So we're using the same group, but in effect we would delete that membership list. So that would nullify any financial stuff, presumably, if we had it.
But
you know, I accept we could open the group and then copy the group, but I don't tend to do that. I tend to use the same group rather than put all the same information in.
Yeah. Chris, can I make a suggestion? I've just had a look at our live system and looked at our archive groups. There is an archive group that is a day trip, which has been archived because it's happened, presumably. The members are still in that archive group. So I went to one of the members, looking at their personal record, and I've come down to the bottom, and that particular day trip does not show in their groups.
Your contact number.
Exactly, that's what we.
At the bottom. Now, people with your contact numbers will not be able to find you on Facebook, nor will.
Okay, who's the American that's butting in? Go away.
It's your first.
Have a nice day, y'all.
But Donald Trump then.
Oh, anyway, God, no.
We see the same as you, Alan.
Careful about this. Your deleted photos
Right.
still exist, and I can prove it to you. If you use Google Photos, there is a chance your deleted
Why we've
pictures
got
are still.
archive groups is that we have some groups that don't run every year, but there's one.
I think someone's got a YouTube video running in background somewhere.
We have a big leader who runs two groups who alternates them 1 year one year the next. So we want to keep both, but not be seen to be keeping both, if you see what I mean. It's not visible. And then we resurrect it and then archive the other one. So we can make them visible or invisible for the same explanation I gave earlier. We don't see them on certain years, and then the other year we get the other one back. So still useful to us.
okay, it sounds as though that there are two schools of thought on it. So maybe what I'll do then is I'll put a switch in, and you can set a switch which will, when you archive it, it will delete the members, and if you don't set the switch, then it won't. I think that might be the way.
Two aspects of this. I've just looked at one, like prompted by what Eugene said. There's the groups that you were members of, and there's a list of payments of groups as well. Yes. So what you don't want to do, it's all right hiding them, but I don't want to actually delete the payments associated with those groups.
No, because they're basically part of the finance system. So yeah.
Can I ask a related question? Sorry, I can't figure out how to turn my video on. If the financials are linked to the person being in the group, and so that when you delete them on archiving, you lose your financials, what happens if somebody leaves the group for other reasons, like they don't want to be part of that group anymore? Does that mess up the financials that are associated with them? And if not, why does it do that when they're archived and deleted?
It's a good question, that, isn't it?
And the answer is surely we don't know if it'll mess the finances up, do we?
Well, by deleting the group, if you archive the group, the only thing that we would be doing is taking the members of the group out. Any financial information that's stored won't be affected by it. They will still be there. So maybe we can take them out of the group, but you still have the financial information associated with it.
Is it not easier just to not have them show in the member's record when you archive the group?
That was what was causing confusion when we were trying to do some reporting. It was making it a bit appear that people run the same group 3 years running sort of thing, and we only wanted the current year, and we're not very good at reports.
Well, the point is, if you do it on reports, then that's not the same as having it in the member view. It would be a script which would exclude them, but they would still be in the database, and therefore when you do a report, you'd still get them. So
it's really just about when you look at when the member looks and when we look at the member, to not see them in the groups that the member is currently in.
Right, but I think Richard had an issue as well that he wanted them removed, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I tend to remove them all.
Well, I think in your case, Richard, you should be creating a new group each time. Not reusing one.
Avoid is putting all the other information in.
Well, doesn't copy group solve that problem?
Copy group, open it and copy the group.
Yeah.
But then we'd still delete the existing membership from that. Well, it doesn't come into the copy group, does it?
No, it doesn't have to, no.
Are we talking about the same group type? Because we've got obviously standard and payment.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
You know, it affects all of them, I think, doesn't it? Apart from maybe registration.
So would that sort your problem, Richard, if you just use the copy with all the information going across and without the members?
Well, we can work it that way. I just don't like old data sitting around.
Well,
just like Eugene said, I've just checked one of our archive groups, and that archive group does not appear in the members list of groups that they're members of.
What members list are we talking about then? Because there are...
The one, yes, the one that's the member view.
Right, because there's two member views as well, isn't there? One you get from the directory, and one you get from the top line menu.
Are they not accessing the same block of information?
Top line menu is the one I was talking about.
Not necessarily the same script. So if we say that I'll stop it from both of those being shown, that takes most of the problem away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then if we can persuade Richard to use copy, then I think that solves the problem completely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are you persuaded, Richard?
I don't know. Just one more question. When somebody leaves the U3A, what happens to their entry in the archive group if they're on the list? Does it disappear in the same way that it disappears from other groups?
Somebody leaves the. They are still there. They're still not in. They're not shown in the group, but they'd still be.
Just have a 0 or one against their name or something.
They'd be. They would still be in the group list, but then they wouldn't come up on the list as members because they are. They've got this deleted Y flags on their record, so they don't appear anywhere there, so they would not appear.
Right.
So there is a data protection issue if we keep names too long.
Well,
when they're no longer members.
All behind my thinking, but I can work it. I mean, the finance bit doesn't bother me at the moment, so whether I delete them or not doesn't matter.
Okay.
Snaps.
Okay. From this. Okay, we'll do that then, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. All right. Okay. Next question was: is group leader guidance used?
No.
Anybody use it?
Yeah.
I think some of our people do.
We do. We're going through renewals at Congleton at the minute, and we have our new academic year effectively in September, and we're just publishing our group leader guidance now, or updating it in preparation for that. So yes, from us.
Okay, because I don't think it's in the new system. I don't think it's shown in the on the new member site.
No, it did disappear, but you gave us gave somebody a fix that worked, so we ran with that.
It's on our web creator page.
You remember I can't remember who raised the ticket, but you gave them a fix, which was a temporary fix. And,
yeah, okay, that.
And it for us because we don't use venue.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you're right.
Effectively, got it back.
Yes.
Yes.
We tried to use it, and I put some information in. Then I realised that it only works for people that are already a group leader.
Yes.
And I'd put it in there sort of for people who were thinking about starting a group to read. So in the end, we put the guidance, because I'd also got stuff on how to use the website and things like that. We put it into a document and put it in that part of the website. So all I've now got on the group leader guidance is fundamentally a link to the documents in the documents list. So being unavailable to everybody, not to everybody, made it rather less useful.
It's part of the web creator pages to update, Chris, so is that not in there?
Well, yeah. Well, yes. What we Eugene's just reminded me is that yes, it is in there if you actually don't use the venue booking system.
Okay.
But if you do, you have to set the switch. I can't quite remember exactly what it is, but there's a switch to set. I'll look it back up again and I'll send out to everybody and rather than confuse everybody now, because I'm half confused myself. I can't remember what the switch is, but I'll send you a note. But basically, yes, you can use it, but I'll have to change. I'll have to change it to be a proper solution rather than a temporary solution.
The switch is group venue book on ours. As long as you've not got venue booking on, you can use group venue book.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah. So if you need it,
I was just going to add it into our help information. To be honest, the simplified explanation of it, one way of dealing with it.
Yeah.
The difference being, of course, it's shown to everybody and not just to group leaders, whereas the group leader information was originally set up just for the group leaders. But if there's nothing confidential or anything there, it might as well just go into your help stuff, mightn't it? Yeah.
No, that's right, and group members can see what the group leaders can do, and that might be helpful.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we actually use it in more than one way. We've got it on an extra page, an additional page, whatever you want to call it, as a huge, great document, because ours is enormous, our group leaders help guidance thing. But we also keep it as a PDF on a G drive, and we make that link available on occasion.
Right. Okay. Right. Fine. I'll put that fix in. I'll put that into the list then.
So what is it you're going to do, Chris? Sorry.
Well, at the moment you can't, unless you set that switch. You can't see group leaders guidance in the new website, new members website. Group leaders can't see it. So you have to set that venue switch. Which allows group leaders to use venue booking, but if you haven't got venue booking switched on, it doesn't make any difference. But it uses that switch to either include or not include at the moment. So it's a bit of a way round, but it does work.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not confused than I was to start with now.
I'll change it so that you can actually, it will show to group leaders whether you've got that switch set or not.
I think that's what it does in our test system. It's back to normal in the test system.
Oh.
As last time I looked anyway, so I'm not sure what version we're on there.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I've already done that change.
It would have gone with the ticket, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe I've done the ticket, yes. So, right, okay. So, but anyway, I think the question was, did people use it? And the answer is yes. Yeah, good. Right. Okay. Next one was about BT emails. Several of you have been having difficulties with members who have got a BT email address that they aren't being delivered. I think there's a solution to this, which I think you've all found, or those that have come across it have found, which means contacting the BT help desk.
Postmaster.
Who's done it who's on the call?
Oh, we did that in Congleton, Eugene.
Yeah, Scarborough's sorted now.
Yeah, we had it at Berry. It was okay a while back.
We in Congleton had to have multiple goes at BT. They'd solved the problem for the 50 members that we've got with BT, and then a month or two later we'd get some more that would fail, and they fix those, and then every couple of months we pester them again and fix those. But we've not had any failures for probably 3-4 months now. So we're working.
What did you get them to do, Eugene?
I don't know what they did, and they never told me what they did. But the problem was related to not being delivered because of apparently they were spam.
The only thing they told me in an email was that they'd contacted their fraud section, and we were now in their table.
Right.
So presumably they have a table which blocks certain numbers or certain names, and they said that it was something, and we haven't had any problems since.
It does seem to revolve around actual email addresses. It's not sort of a domain name or anything like that. It's individuals you have to give them. And it's not just BT, by the way. It's BT sub-companies, and Open World, and I think we had some with PlusNet at one point because they were a sub-company. But I'd say none for about 3 or 4 months now.
It's also TalkTalk.
Yeah, TalkTalk too.
Yeah, I mean, I've just had finally BT have come back to me this morning, and they've said, oh yeah, they've been in touch with their spam filterer, and they think that's sorted, but I've got to test it. So it was an interesting exercise.
Standard message that you get back every time you complain is the message.
Yeah. We sent out our newsletter at the weekend, and some of the members that previously were seeing it going to their spam folder are now certainly getting it in their inbox. But a portion of our membership have also been down the fixed route via the webmail, so I can't tell categorically, but the responses I was getting from BT were exactly the same as Tim, and I don't know what they did, but I imagine whatever fix they did for us would have affected all U3As, but
no, it's
not.
I don't think it probably did, because I think everybody's had to go individually, haven't they?
Yeah, it seems so. And yet they told me that they couldn't put our domain on individually, so I don't know what they've done.
What you can do is set up trusted senders within BT email accounts, can't you?
That's what they told me to do, and that's what I put out to the membership, and then they asked me to check whether the members were getting it in their inbox. Well, of course they were, because they were good this fix. Sorry, I'm getting worked up now. I hate BT, as per Mr. Lott.
Well, I've had one member who's done all of that, and they still turn up in his spam. So hopefully, the fact that BT have done something will resolve that. I'm going to test it later this week. But of course, it's how do I tell people I'm going to do it if it ends up in their spam, because they're not going to see it?
Well, what I found, Tim, was that unfortunately it means contacting every member individually that's on BT through the contact a member route. But the contact a member route did seem to go into the inbox folder and not spam, whereas the group mails went into the spam folder and the bulk mails went into the spam folder, because they're the same mechanism, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, right. Well, so I think the message is really, if anybody gets a problem with it, there are several of us who've, or several of you who've already have solved the problem, and it seems to have gone away. So, right.
I don't think there's much you can do with it, Chris.
So again?
I don't think there's much that you could have done with it.
No. Okay, right. All right. Next then, I put some fading images into the web creator and it was a bit complicated to do, and I just wondered how it's working, whether people are finding that they work all right, it's because it's all to do with sizes of the images and this sort of thing. So, any feedback on that?
I haven't tested yet, Chris. I've got fading images, but from a previous iteration, but I've left it with that at the moment.
Okay.
I've tried it and it appears to work now.
Yeah, I've tried and it seems to work on ours.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, yeah. Obviously, I'm glad that's the case. So, but let me know if you do get any issues, particularly where they come out as a different size as you'd expect, or a different shape. Sorry, not size, shape, in terms of either elongated or too high or too wide.
I think I tried to use all the same shape photographs. I've not tried it any other way.
Chris, I'm probably being a bit of a diddler here for the fact that I've been playing with Website Creator so much. How do you access this revolving images thing?
It's into Web Creator.
Right, so I'm in Web Creator. Well, what is it, a switch or what? I don't know.
Put it on the block.
You insert an image, and instead of giving it an image name or a number, you say it's the revolving ones, the ones that come at the bottom of the list. And you just find it.
You choose fader as the option, and then you...
Yeah, fader 1, fader 2, or fader 3, isn't it?
Yes. You've got to create, quote, the slideshow first with the images that you want in that slideshow, and then you say, right, click for either fader 1, 2, or 3, and then it will show them all. But I think you're right. What I would like is some way of being able to change the dimensions of the images.
Yeah. In what way?
Well, make them smaller.
Well, then make your block smaller.
Make your block smaller, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, sounds simple. All right.
I had a problem at one stage where some pictures were landscape and others were portrait. So in the end, I used Photoshop to make them all square, and then they had a white space at the top or on the sides, and that worked.
You do have to, if you have, you have to make the images the same shape. You can't have one which is, as you say, a portrait picture and one a landscape picture, because it will just take the first one it comes as being the size of the thing it's going to present, because it can't go through every one and work out, because it would just be a nightmare. So so if you're using the fader, then just make them all the same shape. They can be different sizes, but the same shape. Right, good. Okay. Looking for some feedback on the menu structure on the new member site. Is everybody happy with that? Does that seem to be working all right?
It seems fine to me, and there's been no members wanting things anywhere else.
Because it's much simpler than the old one, and so hopefully, good. Oh well. Right.
There's no negative feedback from our people at all.
Excellent.
They all seem quite happy.
Comment. I've got a delivery. I'll be back in a moment.
Right.
I've effectively created a submenu within the menu. So, for example, in information, we had 4 policies that we wanted to show. So rather than list policy 1, 2, 3, 4, I created an additional page, and on there I summarize the policies, and you can click and see the detail from a PDF. So it's effectively giving you a submenu within information.
Right. Good. Yeah. Good. Well, it's nice. As long as it's flexible and it enables you to do things such as that, then that's great, I think. So, good. Okay. So, well, the next question was moving across, people across from the existing one to the new one. Does anybody need any help doing that? Or have those who want to do it already sort of cracked it, if you like?
I suspect we'll need some help at some point, Chris. At the moment, the lady who's doing it, Mary, she's done the pages in the test system, tried the new web developing software. She hasn't got round to doing it in the live system yet. So I'll be in touch when she's done that.
Okay, that's fine. Right. One thing I would say is that I did get a comment to say, well, yeah, this looks all a bit complicated. So at the moment, we're not thinking about doing it. If you don't have to make it complicated in that you don't even have to use the web page creator. Or the very minimum you need to do to actually set it going is one, switch the switch on when you've got the right version. If you've got 14.3 or above, switch the switch on, and the only thing you then may have to make certain is that you copy across, not in web creator, but just using the additional pages or the systems detail pages. Just copy across the two home pages. From that, and you can just use the same home pages for both. So if you copy them to across to the members home page and home logged in, home logged out page, that's all you need to do, and the system will work effective with existing pages. You don't even have to load up web page creator to get the new one working.
All right, we'll give that some thought. Thanks.
Yes. Okay. So if anybody else is getting to that state, or just want a simple implementation, then that might be due. I think Alan Peterborough, you were saying was you weren't at this stage going across to it.
Hang on, I've lost my mic. Oh no, my mic is turned on. We will be switching across to the members' website in the first 2 weeks of September.
Right.
And that's literally only because we're slap bang in the middle of renewals, and we don't want to confuse the poor little darlings when they log in how to pay their blooming fee.
Right. So are you creating new pages for all of it? Or not?
They're all being done in background. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Right. Good. All right. So the other questions reversed around: is anybody not going to use it? Is anybody going to continue to use the mobile site?
Well, in Congleton, I've tried to put it to the people here, and they've not taken it on board. So at the minute, no intention to use it. But I'll have another go perhaps next year.
Yes, I think you haven't got the version to do it yet either, have you? I think you're still 14.2 or 14.1, aren't you?
2 on the live, yeah.
2, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I had to manage a delivery man. Can I ask a question about the site? Make an observation. Now the time. I don't know what I've missed. It's Angela from Southampton.
Yep.
When you log into it to get into the site that you use for doing things, you have to go down to the admin site, which is slightly...
Sorry.
It's slightly annoying me because the only reason I log in is to do things. So the first thing I always have to do is switch into the other site. So I'd really like to be able to do things from that site. But well, I've noticed that every member gets that option of the admin site. And then if they do go into it, they get the usual menu from the old site with a big category called administrator, which then gives them no menu options other than, I think, going back to the old site. And I just wondered, it just feels a bit sort of weird.
Yeah, and Angela, a normal member would not get the option of admin site under personal.
They do, because I logged in. Oh, is that because I logged in as somebody?
Well, unless they've got an authority level of some description.
They didn't.
Well, they shouldn't get admin site then. There's something wrong.
If you send me an example of that, Angela,
yeah, okay.
of somewhere because what it should do, as soon as they put in Southampton U3A.org.uk, it will immediately jump them to the new site, unless.
Oh yes, it does. Yes, but then if they click on which one is it? My personal to get into the admin site.
Yeah, but they only get that link if they are, as Alan says, have authority level. They won't get that.
Is that because I was logged in as them, having used the admin login then, rather than actually logging in through their password? Because that's what I did.
Potentially, yes.
Okay, so it's because I thought that when you logged in as them, you literally were them and you saw exactly what they saw.
Oh, do you mean you're impersonating them, Angela?
No, I mean I logged in as myself and used the member login option in the admin, and then it would say logged in as so and so, and I particularly picked someone who didn't have any rights. And I thought that when you did that, it showed you everything that they see if they had logged in as themselves, so that you could actually test things out. So is that actually not the case?
No,
yes, I can see what you're doing now. You're using the override to actually go in.
There's no way out of that other than by logging out and then logging back in.
Yeah, Chris, I think what Angela's doing, is she's logging into the new members site. Okay, she's then clicking on admin site. Tell me if I'm getting this wrong, Angela. You're then going to the admin site from your login on the new members, and when you get to the admin site, you're then logging in with their details.
Yeah, because that's what I want to do, is to see what they're seeing.
Right. When you look at the personal menu on the new member site, at the bottom it says logged in as, and who does it say logged in as?
Well, I picked a member.
Or the person you're trying to impersonate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're...
Because I was trying to write instructions for members on how to do things. So I needed to know what they see.
Yes, I can understand.
So that I'm helpful about it. But if I'm not actually seeing what they're seeing...
Yeah, you wouldn't be in that case because you've got authority levels registered for yourself, because and therefore they will override and let you go back to the admin site, whereas so you might be better to just set up a dummy member and use as the way to actually do your guide, I would think.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I've realised I've missed out an item, which was the new group finance facility, which I think Laurie was going to have a word about. I'll hand it over to Laurie.
Oh, right. Okay. Essentially, I'm redoing the group financial analysis screen with the ability through a switch to show it for membership year rather than financial year. I think there's only ourselves and Causeway who are particularly interested in this, but I don't know whether other people use the group financial analysis page at all. We do, and we encourage the group leaders to, but it needs to run for a membership year to be meaningful for a group leader. So, hopefully that will be available in the next month in time for our new year, new membership year.
We don't use it, Laurie, but it just happens that our financial year is the same as the membership year anyway, so it wouldn't matter either way.
Right, yeah. Our financial year is April, which means that the current listing isn't particularly helpful for group leaders or the administrators.
Yeah, I think Brendan's on the call, isn't it? So you're Brendan, you're using it, aren't you?
Sorry, Chris, not quite at this point, not yet. I'm working on my way through it, but I wouldn't. It's not publishable yet to members.
No. But I'm just thinking that the changes that Laurie's making are going to fulfil your requirements as well.
Yes.
That's I just wanted
to. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Chris.
So you're in touch with Laurie anyway.
Well, I think Nigel, who's also on the call today, Nigel is usually in touch with them.
Okay, as long as we're going to end up, with an agreement, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay, right. I think we talked about last time about sort of the file sizes, and I have changed most of the items to 10 meg files. So although I did see a note earlier on today that someone was having difficulty with bulk email, with it not accepting a 10 meg file.
Yeah, that was us.
Alan, wasn't it? Is it Alan?
Yeah, it is. That was us. And I think you addressed that earlier, though, didn't you, by saying best to put the document on the Google site and then put a link across.
Yeah, much more flexible to do that. But yeah, I was just surprised. I did a little test afterwards, and on mine, and I could get the file up. But if you want to send me the file, I'll have a go and try and do it from this end, see if I can find it and make it work.
Well, it was the Northwest newsletter, so I presume other people would have tried the same thing as well. I don't know. But anyway, two of our people tried to make it work, and neither could. So I raised the.
If you would send it to me, I'll give it a go. See what I can.
Okay.
Just see if there's an error in there, and I'll right.
Do that.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Right. Okay. Members labels. Is anybody other than Eugene using the labels system from the?
No.
No. Right. That's okay, because Eugene wanted to make a change, and we just wanted to make certain that nobody else is going to be is going to make a problem for them if we make a change to that. So it's currently when you produce your renewal letters a month before or a few weeks before the renewal date, the system from 1 month before the membership renewal date thinks you are in the new year, and so when you come to produce the labels, you get the wrong one, and I think. So if people haven't paid, they're not on the list of members labels. Is that right, Eugene? We've got to just change it to be the members the membership renewal date being the key to the which year you're in. Isn't that right?
Exactly that. Yes. And it's not just renewals things. We send out general documents and notes and proposal forms and all sorts at this time of year, and obviously we send it to the non-email members as well. So there's quite a few we send.
Right. Okay. But it looks as though you're the only one using it, so you can have it how you like. I'll make the change.
I'll have some bells and whistles in.
You want some bells and whistles as well? Yes. Okay. Right.
And
okay.
twinkly lights.
Sorry, Tim.
And twinkly lights.
Oh, and twinkly lights as well. Yes. Fine. Right. Okay. Next thing then was upgrading to 14.4 is the latest one. So if anybody wants to do that, then please send me a note, and I will get them up to that latest version. 14.3 gets you the new website, but 14.4 has got probably quite a few, because I've had quite a lot of return from people who have had it, and with little issues here and there, which I've sorted out first of all in 14.4, but there are still, I've got 14.5 now, which I've just it's got some issues in there as well, which need it's quite ready for 14.5. So so let me know, and I'll update you to 14.4.
Chris, it's Eugene again. We're not likely to want 14.4 until towards the end of this year after our renewals and all the rest of it. So we'll be from 14.2 effectively to 14.4. Is that a viable?
Yes. Yep.
Upgrade.
Yeah. In effect, what I do is I do it to 14.3 and then immediately do it to 14.4. So like it's a step, couple of steps, but that's all right, no problem.
And your time frame for 14.5, is that known at the minute?
Well, it's a question of I could draw the line on 14.5 any time really and start a new one. There are let's have a look. We've probably got about 8 issues that have been sorted out in 14.5, which are basically reaction to tickets that have been raised. And so I can draw the line on them anytime and sort of update to 14.5 as well if people want the tickets, the ones that the tickets are resolved.
Okay, we'll see where we are in a few months then.
Yeah, okay.
Chris, we're not moving to the new members site in the very near future. There's a couple of amendments that we need in that version 14.3, I think. If we switch to 14.3 and have the switched off for the new members, will it make no change whatsoever to what we can see?
If you have the switched off,
yeah.
Because there's 3 options there now. And obviously there's the mobile site which you can still keep going if you used it before. Did you use it before?
No, not really. No.
Okay. So you've got at the moment you've just got got it in an off position. Well, now you've got 3 options basically. You can keep it in the off position, and when you're ready to actually make the new one come in, then you just flick it over on the switch.
Yeah. Okay. Then we'll go with it then and just go with that.
Dave, Peterborough, we're on 14.3 now, and we've just left it switched to mobile site, and they're still on the old site, and then we'll just kick across once we've got all the pages created in background for the mobile site.
We've only got about 2 people using the mobile. We can't get anybody to use it.
Right. Okay. So let me know. Obviously I think it's advisable to be on the latest one because all the little you don't want to come across all the little irritations that other people have already found and we put right. So 14.4's got most of those in. Right. The item next was last time we talked about a bypassing login for particular activities, and I came to look at it in a bit more detail afterwards and worked out I didn't really know what people wanted here, so I haven't actually done anything about it at this stage. I just really wanted to have a bit more guidance from people about what they wanted to achieve. Just to remind everybody what this is that if during renewal, for instance, you can put a link, an auto login link into your email, which will, if they click on it, will automatically log them in and then take them to the payment page. And so this was a similar sort of thing for other features. I think we talked generally rather than specifically, that you could log in, you could have a link in an email which goes out, which will give the login and would then transfer to another part of the system. So it's just a way of bypassing the login if you wanted to do it. So I suppose I'm just really looking for a bit more specific from people who want it.
At the moment, Chris, we ask members to join in our next meeting, and they say we have to log in all the time. We can only click on one and add our money.
Not working, Alan.
Sorry, we're not understanding you, mate.
Are you too close to the microphone, Alan?
Okay, let me try.
That's better.
Is it?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay. It would be useful for members who want to come to our monthly meetings, we ask them to register. So if they had auto login in the email, they could say, yes, we want to join. Because don't forget their passwords. That's the problem.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you send out a bulk email with an auto login. There, if they click it, they're going to say, yes, I have an intention of coming to the meeting.
That's it. They can click the button. Yeah. So it would be useful. Yeah. As well as the payment thing.
Okay. Okay, I'll have a think about that.
I think the main one that our people try and use is to put out a monthly email from the chair or something and apply to join this group or something like that. You know, they might have a feature on one particular group, apply to join. And they obviously have to go through the login. Now, from a personal point of view, I'd quite like them to go through all the login. I don't want to bypass the security of it, certainly. And they've just got to learn. If they don't want to, they don't want to. They can leave.
You're as hard as I am. Learn how to use the damn system, for goodness sake.
I would think you would still want them to log in to apply for a proper group, because it's up to the leader if they should join that group. But what I was talking about was the members' meeting where everybody's invited.
Yes, I think Richard was talking about something else. Yes, another use of it.
Just another option, yeah.
Yeah.
I think having people log in for one particular purpose but not be able to do anything else would be all right. But if they could click on a link and log in without their password and then wander around the system the way they do when they log in with a password, I think that would be dangerous.
Exactly. They'll come to expect it for everything, which completely removes why you give them a password.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Alan, I'll have a think about your thing, but for the moment, I'll leave it then at that. Right. Good. Okay. The last thing on the list was a list of the things which I was going to start doing now, and anything else we've talked about today. So, is everybody happy with that list of things? Is there anything else which people think is urgent, which we should look at, or shall I just do this list and then we'll take it from there on?
I thought at the last meeting I said don't bother about the group administrator receiving emails.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think I was trying to explain it and I lost the will to live.
Yeah, well, it seemed to be quite a valid request, really, because they are.
Well, yeah, we don't use it an awful lot. I think that's behind the fact that I'm a bit laid back about it. But.
Right, well, I'm quite happy to put a line through it if everybody else is.
It's what other people want, really.
Well, I'll put a line through it for the moment. Yeah, right. Okay.
What's the check for zero value of subscriptions about? Because we have some group leaders who don't attend any groups. They are just leaders, and we have a zero subscription for them.
All right. This is to do with the subscription, not their annual membership. This is to do with membership of groups.
All right. Okay.
Pay.
We don't do that. We don't do subscriptions for groups.
And it was a bit of validation that needed that you can actually change the value and you could change it to zero, and it was causing a minor issue. So it's just something I was going to get rid of. I think probably more important than that is the double payment issue for subscriptions, which we've got, which is potentially a more irritating issue than the other one. But if everybody's happy with this list, I'll get on with this list. If anybody thinks something else should be in there, then do let me know. But otherwise, I'll work on this. Right. Okay. So, anything else anybody else wants to talk about?
Yeah, this free conference call thing is rubbish.
The what?
This free conference call application I find very poor. The sound quality in general is really bad at my end, and it's using 25% of my laptop, which is quite a meaty laptop anyway. I don't find it anywhere near as good as Teams or Zoom.
Yeah, well, I think the reason that I put it in is because one, well, it's not free because, but it's not terribly expensive. But what you can do is record on it. You can produce recordings of the calls, and make that available to other people. I thought the quality was pretty good actually.
But mine is breaking up a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad to me, Chris, and the fact of the recording thing, I mean, with the other ones that we've been using, Gmeet and goodness knows what else, the recording has to be done externally, doesn't it? Which Neil was doing, and I haven't seen Neil for months. Where's he gone?
He's in France at the moment, I think.
Is he? Mon Dieu, sacre bleu.
I think he spent most of the summer there, I think.
Right, but as I say, it needs somebody to be able to do the recording of it, and then we have to do all the mucking about with the recording and all the editing and what have you. And when I was doing it, Eugene, I'd sit here on the call and I'd sit here for 2 hours, and then I'd spend the rest of the following morning and probably a chunk of the afternoon editing the blooming thing.
Yes.
You can record on Zoom automatically.
You can record on
Zoom. Yeah, but it's not cheap, is it?
You can, but it's got a fee up.
Price range with this. I couldn't figure out how to turn my video on.
Well, the subscription for Teams is about 55 quid for a year. I don't know what you're paying for this, and you get recordings on that.
Yeah.
Which one usually?
Teams, Microsoft Teams. If you buy the Teams product itself, not the free one, I think it's the lowest business version. Then that's about 55 quid, and you get recordings, and you can say keep recordings for 3-4 months or whatever.
Yeah, well, I think you can keep recordings. Well, it depends how much you pay, actually. I mean, you can generally keep recordings pretty much for as long as you like on this as well. Well, essentially it's free, but you have to pay for disk space that you for the recordings and things. But other than that, it's
there's no space charge on Teams.
Well, this was working quite well, to be honest.
It's okay for me.
I haven't had any sound problems apart from Alan.
Yeah, it's been fine for me.
Yeah, fine for me.
Okay.
Well, let's see what the quality of the recording.
Yeah, I find it running quite happily for 5 minutes, and then it all deteriorates, and a couple of times the screen has changed, and I get a different view.
I haven't seen that.
So it's well, I mean, the fact that it's using currently 40% of my i7 seems a bit excessive.
I've no idea what it's using. I'm plugged in anyway.
Well, I'm plugged in, but I'm wondering if that's what part of the sound problem's about.
Yeah. I mean, you're coming over loud and clear.
Yeah,
absolutely
well, I mean,
fine.
It's clear at the moment, and then it'll deteriorate. So Angela was I could hardly hear Angela at all. Anyway, if everybody else is happy with it, fine, but I don't find it anywhere near as good as Teams.
It's not as good as we've had, so yeah, like you, it breaks up, everything else, and I keep hearing things in the background, so ghosts or something.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's have a look at the recording. See what that is like. And
Chris, I've got one thing. Is the usage analysis applicable at the moment, in terms of mobile site, member site? What's it actually looking at?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that question. I will have a little look and I'll let you know.
Okay.
My guess would be that it is analysing the member site alongside with the admin site on the admin one, and it's doing the old mobile one on its own separately. So, but I'd have to check that to make certain that's right.
If I put it in from the 1st of July to the current date, I get, when I put it on the mobile selection of the drop-down box, I get some output, and yet I haven't got the mobile site on.
Let me have a look, and I'll
have a look. Yeah.
Because I don't know the answer to the question. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I have one thing on our membership type fees. It stops at 2025. I need some more years putting on the end of it.
Sorry, Dave. Say again.
On the membership type, it runs out in 25.
Oh, right. So that's in. So what version are you in?
14.2. I mean, if you upgrade it to 14.3 or 14.4, if it's in there, that's okay.
It's in. Yeah, I think it's in 14. Well, it's in 14.3 or 4. I can't remember which, but.
Okay. If the upgrade is, that's okay.
Shall I update you then?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, will do.
I have a question, Chris, and you might know this off the top of your head, you may not. In the normal site, the mobile site, if that's what we're calling it, you instigated impersonate member so that administrators and what have you can see the screen that the member is seeing. If we go to the members site, you have to go to the admin site to impersonate member. Would you then impersonate what they see in the members site?
Yes.
Good answer. I like that answer.
I just tried it and it didn't.
That's what Angela was talking about earlier on. It doesn't give a true representation because...
No, Angela was logging in as the person, wasn't she? Not impersonating, wasn't she?
No, I think she was impersonating.
Oh, right.
So what happens is she still gets... Yes. She still gets the admin page link because she's all in the background. She's still got all those authority levels, and therefore it recognizes. Although it recognizes you as something.
Right. So if we use impersonate member, once we switch over to the member site, how are we going to see what they're seeing on the member site?
You can't.
No, you will see what they see on the member site, but in addition to that, you'll get the link in personnel drop down saying add a link across to the admin site, which they don't.
Right.
But you will get it because you need to get back to the admin site. Otherwise, you're stuffed and stuck on the old one.
I've just gone into the admin site and said I want to see my wife's record. And so I put her in. And when I go across to the members site, I see my record as an administrator, not my wife's.
That's what I found.
You do have to fill that out a little. I have had that problem, but I don't know what the way was, but I did get it to just a member. But you have to check who you're logged in as on that new members site.
Oh, okay. Yes, it said I logged in as me, it said, when I switched over to the members site.
Okay, fine. Okay, I better have a look at that then. Yes, all right. Yes.
I got what John got.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I will. I'll resolve that then. Yeah. I see the problem. Yeah. Okay.
Chris.
Yeah.
What causes you're not authorised to view this page in the test system on a page that I've put content in and could see it, and now I can't? It won't display for me.
Tim, when your screen comes up, you don't half look like when they're doing Bohemian Rhapsody, You need to start singing Bohemian Rhapsody.
So you're getting not authorised on this site.
Yeah. And I'm the only one in.
Sometimes that happens too when.
Can you tell me what you're doing or what you're looking for?
I added or created the help page on the test system, and I wanted to go back and do some updates on it, and it kept saying, so I logged out completely, went in again, tried it, and I found also that when I went to the home page and clicked on help, it displayed whether I was logged in or not, and in a sense that's partly what I wanted, but now nothing happens.
I've had the non-authorized access to this site or access denied when I've got two screens, and on one screen I'm in the test site, and in a different screen I'm in the member site or the admin site, and when I flip from one to the other, I sometimes get that. If I go from the member site to the admin site, it says you're not authorized to see this view, so I just log in again and then I'm all right. And sometimes if I flip across to the test site, it gets confused. It's almost as if I've got something on the system keeping my access details to both sites simultaneously, and it gets the two confused.
You have to be in different browsers if you want to do that.
Well, I am because I use on my second screen. I use Edge to have the home page open, and I'm working in Firefox or something to doing the updates and such like.
Have you signed out on one of the systems?
Well, no, I haven't signed up on the Edge. I haven't signed in at all. I'm just looking at the home page as a visitor. You see, so there's no logins at all, and I could open the help page as a visitor, which is something I want visitors to be able to do. But now I can't even open it as a visitor, or I can't even open it when I'm actually myself in the system.
Right. Okay. If you want to send me a bit more detail on that,
I will do.
I'll have a look at that. Yes. John, I think one of the things that you can't be in the test system and the live system at the same time. Unless you are on a different browser. If you're in the same browser with different tabs, you can't. It will, if you go to the test system and log in, it'll automatically log you out of the live system and vice versa.
Okay, I didn't appreciate that. But that's explained why in Web Page Creator sometimes I've been working on both sites, and what I create in one site appears in the other.
You're saying that if you put in the test site, it goes automatically into the live site?
No, if I'm in the members site, for example, and I'm in Web Page Creator, or I'm on the admin site using Web Page Creator, if I then flip across to the test site and use Web Page Creator, I sometimes get some of the details appear on the test site for Web Page Creator.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, but the session details will be the same, so they get really confused as to which site you're in.
Yeah, so I tend not to do the test. I always log out of one before I log into the other now, so it seems to avoid it.
Okay.
Well, you can use different browsers. Yeah.
I don't like using different browsers. I use just one, I use it.
Okay.
It works everything else.
Okay.
You could use an incognito one, or whatever it's called in Edge.
Right. I detest Edge. Anyway.
Oh, if you're using Chrome, though, you can do an incognito session. And is that right, Chris? Then the session details won't be shared, will they?
I don't think you can log. Can you log in? I don't think it even let you log in, will it? I don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Will it? Okay. Oh.
That doesn't necessarily retain the cookies.
Yeah. It's the cookies that are causing the problem.
If it lets you have the cookies, then you should be all right. You should be able to use Well, I don't know. No, I don't know how the incognito one works, so I can't really answer that.
I'm just trying to let you know.
Right. Okay.
Chris?
Yes.
Sorry. You know when I sent you my version of the manual and the letter, I asked a number of questions. Have you any comments on them?
I will.
I was suggesting sort of titles of pages could be sort of reduced because the members' homepage low it says, and I can't work out which is which and which is the logged in one and which is the non-logged in one.
You can change those yourself. They are. Oh yeah. They are. They just happen to be the ones that were there. So if you go into section. If you go into features list,
right,
you've got the whole list there. You can change it to whatever you want.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Are there any other questions on that list then, or is that?
Yes, one from me, if I may.
Yeah.
That list, what we change all the time is the members login and the public login or public page, and then right to the bottom of the list. Can we change the priorities?
Sorry, which list is that?
Say you're in Creator and you make a change and you have to update, say, the members login page. Yep. It's right at the very bottom of the list.
It's in alphabetical sequence now.
So is this the new version thing, the 14.4?
If you haven't got the latest, then probably it all comes out in alphabetical sequence. Yeah, good. I know what you're talking about. Yes, yeah. Right. Okay.
Could I have a quick word with yourself, Chris, and possibly Laurie as well before you disappear?
Right. Okay. Right. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Cheers then.